Hi, it's Rick with Classic Truck Rescue. Just doing the wrap-up video on the mule. I had a friend named Joey, actually a brother named Joey, that I looked for a truck for a couple months for, but he was adamant about having a truck with a stick shift in it because he wanted to show one of his kids how to drive a truck with a stick shift. Couldn't find one. All the ones that I found were all rotted out or had a lot of major issues with them. So I finally decided to part with one of my trucks, which is the mule. We call it the mule. I guess he's going to call it Everett. When someone gets a truck from me, they're free to call it whatever they want. But this truck needed a lot of work, and I've done a lot of work to it. I'm actually exhausted with this one, but it's come a long ways. Started under the hood. This truck's got a big block 454 in it, 4-speed, 83 Chevy, 3/4 ton, 4-wheel drive. It used to sound horrible, huh, Jamie? It did, it sounded horrible. Anyway, so started with the engine. I flushed everything out, changed the oil filter. Put a chrome dress up kit on it, chrome valve covers, chrome air cleaner, new alternator, new water pump, new power steering pump, not a new power steering pump, just one that works better than the one that was on there, new belts, hoses, new battery, and a few other things under here. Oh yeah, I tuned it all up, new distributor cap, rotor, plug wires, spark plugs, fuel filter, and I'm sure I'm forgetting a couple of other things. Look at Annabella. You're just silly. Anyway, so did all that under the hood. Like I said, the exhaust sounded horrible on this thing. The old exhaust is over here. It consisted of a Y pipe going into one really big muffler, and it did have some leaks and didn't sound good. Anyway, that pretty much covers what I did under the hood. Also pressure washed the engine compartment. Then I went inside and pulled out the old seat that was all tore up and had electrical tape on it. It had surface rust on the floors. I prepped those with some rust inhibitor, painted the floors black. Took Jamie's rock off the clutch pedal. And one thing that used to drive me nuts about this truck was the clutch pedal always squeaked when you pushed it down. Got that fixed, put in a new 4-wheel drive transfer case, shift lever, put in a nice seat out of the other mule, and then I went ahead and took the doors apart and put in new window regulators. Joey, one thing you're going to have to do is get a new armrest. I don't like to really plug parts sellers, but LMC Truck, it would be good for you to get an LMC Truck catalog. They make everything for these trucks, reproduction or new, and all my all my armrests are tore up. There's a good one on the passenger side, but you can pick up a couple of new ones real cheap. Everything else is working smooth. This truck you couldn't roll the windows up and down in before. This one was really hard to roll up and down and had vice grips on it. The other one you couldn't roll up and down at all because it was all stripped out. They both roll up and down good now. Oh, and then another problem I had with this truck was that you used to have to turn the key backwards to start it because the steering column was messed up. A person from my past decided to throw all my keys away while I was at work one day, and I ended up having to put an incorrect steering column in it in a parking lot, and so I just put what I needed to put in it to get it home. We got you all squared away now with a nice tilt column, and what's good about this is it locks and there's no slop in the tilt, which is hard to find on a column for these trucks these days. Got a nice 4-speed shifter in there. When you drive this, you're not going to want to start out in low gear unless you're hauling a heavy load. Always just go 1, 2, 3. Also, sometimes it may be necessary to let the clutch up just a little bit to get it in low or reverse. Ease the pedal up and it'll go right in there.
Radio.
Oh yeah. Also, I put you Alpine CD player in there that isn't hooked up, but it is a good working CD player. I used it in my other truck and it fit the hole perfectly. You also have the wires that go to your doors. You're gonna have to get some round speakers for the doors, but the wires for the driver's side door are green. The wires for the passenger side door are gray.
What was that again? Driver's side green, passenger
gray. Another thing you got to do, I just noticed on this, was the bottom post on this wing window broke off, but you can get this frame through LMC truck. The glass is still good, the latch is still good. Get a new one. This was wired on there. I put a bolt in there to make sure it wouldn't fall off. Also, the back of this was a mess. When I got it, there was a great big steel plate bolted to the bed, and it had a gooseneck right in the middle of the bed. But then I used it to haul our fifth wheel, so I put a fifth wheel hitch in it, and Joey wanted a bed liner in it, so I put my bed liner out of my other truck in it, pulled out that, pulled out all that and all that, so now you got a nice clean bed to work with. Then I went underneath, removed the transmission and transfer case. I had a youngster that came out here who's just started helping me, and his name's Kenny, and he's showing some real promise. Kid knows how to follow instructions. Excuse me, not a kid, young man knows how to follow instructions, and I call him Kenny the wrench. But anyway, while we had the transmission and transfer case out, replacing the clutch, resurfacing the flywheel, and putting a new throwout bearing and stuff in it, we went ahead and pulled this out from under the truck and pressure washed it, so all of your stuff down here is clean. Put in a new dual exhaust. It's, well, not new, but it was new to my other truck, and I spent a lot of money on this exhaust, and I really like the way it sounds. These are Flowmasters with tailpipes that go up around the axles and all the way out of the back. Actually sounds pretty nice, and I'll show you that. But the main reason I wanted Joey to have this truck is because it is rust-free. If that's the bottom of the bed right there, the bottom of the cab's rust-free. There's no rot on this truck. It does have some dings and scrapes and this and that, but normally they're rusted out around the wheel wells. The rockers are usually rusted out. This had a little surface rust on there, but no rust. The bottoms of the doors are solid. The only spot I would say there's any rust might be a little bit right underneath the battery tray, but nothing serious. Pretty clean truck now.
Oh, oh,
Starts right up,
Mr. Mule.
I know. This is kind of bittersweet for us because I always knew that I could make this truck really nice, but you know, we're classic truck rescue and we can't hold on to all of them.
Mr. Mule.
Somebody out, and the mule was sitting in the bushes, you know, what, 40 days ago?
He's fun to drive.
40 days ago, he was sitting in grass this tall and not getting any love. And if somebody comes along and says, hey, I want that truck and I want you to work on it, then that's what
Rev it up.
I was going to let it warm up a little bit.
Yeah.
It is cold.
It is a big block.
But it started right up. I do like the way it sounds. It's got brand new tires and wheels aren't brand new, but they were the best ones I had. Gave Joey the nicest wheels I had. But it is brand new tires. I knew it was going to sound like that. What I would do, Joey, is get some chrome exhaust tips for these right here. And if you get the right ones, you can make it sound even a little sparkier.
Oh, Mr. Mule.
I'll go grab my keys. You want to take it for a ride? You and I and Annabella for our last ride?
Yeah, but I don't know if I can reach the pedals anymore because you took the rock off.
I'll drive.
Oh, Joey, I hope you really like this truck because I love it. Side old guy being around. This guy brought our trailer all the way from Tigard to where we live in it right now. Oh, and he brought the Hop 2 home, our old Barney Rebel backhoe. So cool if he had a new paint job on him. What an awesome truck. It's hot.
It is hot.
It's been in the 90 degrees around here.
That's all right. We're not complaining.
We
know winter's coming. I know, Joey, we're not going to do a smoke show in your truck, but I do got to make sure it's performing up to standards.
Are you going out there?
No, I'm going out there.
Oh, okay, good.
Also, one thing I forgot to mention is I did round you up the correct jack and jack handle that go under the hood, and I'll put those in there and clamp them down. I also have a spare tire and wheel that I'll throw in the back that will fit this. You're going to have to get your own four-way lug wrench. And it do ride like a truck.
That's what I love about this truck. I love a bouncy truck.
It do ride like a truck, but this truck will haul a lot of weight without squatting.
Yeah, like a 1940 Hop 2
59 Hop 2
Now
backhoe.
you're too hot.
That's it. Be good. Be a good girl.
No. No.
Truck goes down the road real good, real easy power steering.
Are you gonna miss him?
Yeah, I already miss him. This is not a perfect truck. It's 35 years old, so it runs and drives good, but it's not going to run like a new truck. And from time to time you'll have to do things to it. I recommend driving it for about 500 miles and draining the oil and the radiator and replacing the oil and the coolant, because the truck did sit for a long time before I got it going again.
Your door's not closed, all right.
looks like all the gauges are working. The oil pressure's pegged, the amp gauge is working, temperature gauge is working, all the gauges working this thing. The heater works real nice.
Yeah.
Got new wiper blades. The wipers work good.
Where'd all that come from?
What?
All that.
Oh, it was on the floor.
Annabella brought it in. Yeah.
It probably came from when I pulled this cover off of the transmission.
It came from her. That thing right there.
This thing is doing very well. Huh?
Yeah.
This would have been a nice truck for me. This was my first truck, very first truck that I started hauling classic trucks with, the very first one. Put a lot of miles on this truck, but even still, it only has 97,000 original miles, which is good for a 35-year-old truck. Alright, Joey, the shipper's here. Getting ready to load up your truck. Just wanted to show you. I did find you a good jack and jack handle. They're stowed under the hood. And I'm going to go grab you a spare tire right now. Just doing a quick walk around on this thing. And I'll do another one after we get it loaded up. And the truck does have some dings and dents on it, but no major damage. And we don't want it to have any more when it arrives. Yeah, he's getting his ramp set up over there. I'll be right back. Title, bill of sale, and door key, which I'll give to the driver. Maybe I ought to do that for him. Hey, you want me to do that? You want me to load it? Here's this stuff. What? Oh yeah. Try it again. You might want to get over this way just a little bit. You're hanging off a little bit on this side. Well, the e-brake works, Joey. I figured he'd know to take the e-brake off. Oh, wood. Not the best thing in the world for a new clutch.
that.
Oh man. You should have that in granny low right now. Or four-wheel drive wouldn't hurt. The four-wheel drive does work. Put the e-brake on. Hey, and you should put it in granny low when you're, because it'll climb up anything in granny low.
Oh, yeah, as long as it's, yeah, I got it.
You know what I'm saying though? All the way to the left and forward. It'll crawl up a mountain if you do that. Oh God. It's like watching one of your children handing it over to a new babysitter. Very stressful. This truck will do whatever you need it to do if you just give it the proper input. That's the right gear. Alright, I'm going to give me a title, bill of sale, door key, and go around you up to the spare tire. I'll be back.
I thought the lower was like a 4-speed, but it was really sick to the
Yeah. I kind of like the transmission in this thing. Alright, hey, I got to go grab him. I'm going to grab a spare tire for him to throw in the back. I know where it is. I'll just go get it. But you got everything you need right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right, Joey. Got you a pretty good spare in the back there. And your jack handle. Truck's all loaded up, strapped down. I'm going to sign its life away right now.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, there goes what once was the old mule, but it's not really like the old mule anymore. It's come a long ways, this old truck. And Joey's going to call him Everett, which I'm okay with, because he's kind of been reborn. Needs some cosmetics, but a good truck, a strong truck. And boy, sometimes this is kind of sad. I put a lot of miles on that. That was my first truck that I used to rescue classic trucks. Old mule. Starting a new life as Everett. Going to the other side of the country. Boy, Joey, don't drive it on that salt. Get something else to drive on the salt. It doesn't have rust. Be nice to that guy. Guess I better get to opening that gate. I think the gate's opening. Yeah. Goodbye, old friend. Thank you for your service. I'm going to start a new life. Boy, I sure enjoyed driving that yesterday. I got to drive it with all the stuff that had always bothered me. You know, the window, I couldn't roll the windows up and down. The clutch squeaked every time you stepped on it. And it sounded horrible. And he's got a lot of new life breathed into him. Classic truck rescue. My old buddy. Classic truck rescue. Peace out. Jamie and I were driving into town today, and there was a plastic part laying in the middle of the highway. And I said, Jamie, that's the piece that goes on your tailgate. And we were actually driving down the highway about a year and a half ago, and her little piece that goes on the back of her tailgate flew off. We don't know where. We went back and looked, but couldn't find it. But I told her, that is the piece that goes on your truck. And so we went and took care of our business in town, and then came back. What do you think? Does that look right?
To a Ford F-350.
Yeah.
Look, it's exact.
Yeah, I know. The problem with the other one was it just snapped on there with little plastic things. I've got it screwed on there now. And I actually took this piece off. This piece right here,
and put it underneath
and put screws
there.
underneath there, but I also put some screws in the top just to be safe. And what do you think?
Thank you, honey bucket.
That's pretty cool. I spotted that one right, didn't I? You might be a redneck if you're driving your Ford F-350 into town and your honey says, that's the part that goes on your tailgate laying there in the median. And then she's like, well, we'll have to go by there on the way back. So we pulled the truck into the middle of the highway during rush hour traffic, put the flashers on. I went and grabbed that, but don't you agree it belongs there, honey?
That is. The only difference is mine had little treads there, but
Yeah.
it
Looks
goes
a lot
to
better than a bunch of holes there, doesn't it?
It goes to this truck.
Yeah.
Look, it matches up perfectly with what's...
How you like that?
Thank you, honey bunny.
Can I get a little peck on the cheek for that one?
You get a little peck anywhere you want for that one. Ow!
Love you. That looks good, doesn't it?
Yay!
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
D-U-D-N-apostrophe-T.
Showing up.
N-apostrophe-I-T. Doesn't it?
Looks real good. Thank you.
Yeah, I like it too.
For your expert eagle eye.
Yeah, it only took 10 minutes to put it on there. Yeah. You're a silly lady. You are one silly little dog.